Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Smriti, your coach from Sundays Knowledge is present here. We are learning adaptation, and this is the part 3 of this chapter. Without any delay, let's start. We are learning adaptation in plants. Now, we have learned that according to the habitats, we are learning about the plants. How do the plants adapt to their surroundings? And according to the habitat, now what is habitat? The dwelling place of a plant or an animal is known as its habitat. Now we are learning about plants, so we will take plants habitat. Now according to their habitat, plants are classified as terrestrial and aquatic. Now what is terrestrial? Now what is aquatic? I have taught you. Terrestrial means the plants that grow on land, and aquatic means the plants that grow in water. Now terrestrial plants are of four types. One is xerophytes, second is mesophytes, third one is halophytes, fourth one is aerial plants. Now we have completed about xerophytes and mesophytes. Today we will learn halophytes and aerial plants. Let's start. So what are halophytes? These plants survive in marshy areas or in saline soil like Sundari trees. Let's take the example of Sundari trees that grow in marshy area. Marshy area means the area in which the soil is not means very clayey and contain more amount of water in it. So we can say that these Sundari trees are also much found in the mangrove forest. These plants are also found in saline soil. What is the meaning of saline soil? See, imagine of the land near the sea or ocean, where the soil is most clayey and contain more amount of water. Now, from where this water come? From where this water come? The water comes from the sea or ocean. Now, what is the flavor of the water of the sea or ocean? Salty or saline? Now, tell me that if the water entered the soil, then does the water become saline or salty? Yes. So, for example, Sundari trees. The roots of this plant do not penetrate deep into the soil. Instead, branches of the roots come above the soil to take in oxygen from the atmosphere. Now, the roots of the plants. These plants have roots, right? All plants have roots. And these plants' roots don't go inside the soil. Why? Because the water content is more. But water content is more. Why don't the roots go inside the soil? Because if the water content is more and the soil is more clayey, then roots can't absorb oxygen from the atmosphere if they are under soil, because oxygen or air cannot pass through them easily. So these branches of roots. Now, for example, Sundari trees. The roots of this plant, branches of the root means. Now, mostly the trees those grow in the marsh area have tap roots. Yes or no? Yes. Now, let me draw the diagram here. This is the land. This is the main root. The tap root is first main root. Now the roots that come from it. What are these? These are lateral roots. Enough clear? What are these? These are lateral roots. Now the branches of roots refer here to the lateral roots. Yes or no? Yes. So these lateral roots or the branches of roots come above the soil to take in oxygen from the atmosphere, and if they stayed on the soil, on the surface of the soil, on the surface of the earth, so they can absorb oxygen from the atmosphere easily. Now these plants are known as pneumatophores. Pneumatophores. Remember this word, that this is pneumatophores. These type of trees are known as pneumatophores. The leaves of Sundari are thick, succulent. What is the meaning of succulent? Fleshy. Succulent means fleshy, inside which some food or water is contained. Glossy in appearance to check the transpiration. Clear? Enough. Now let's move to aerial plants. No doubt in halophytes. What are aerial plants? Now the aerial plants have roots that grow above the ground. Okay, listen carefully. That halophytes. We have learned that the branches of the roots, means some of the part of the roots, come above the soil. But aerial plants are the plants those roots grow above the ground. Means from the branches. Let's take a banyan tree. Have you ever seen banyan tree? The roots come from the branch, right? Now these type of plant are mostly found in the rainforest or evergreen forest, where there is a lot of competition for flight and food at the ground level. If the roots, means these plants have roots under the ground also, but the main function means main roots are found above the ground. As there is means competition for light and food in the ground level, because there are many trees, so these trees are enough clever to produce their roots from the above the ground. Now I have told you that banyan is a very good example. These roots help them to breathe properly. The roots of the banyan tree, those grown above the ground, help them to breathe properly. Orchids are another example of aerial plants that have aerial roots. Orchids are another example of aerial plant that have aerial roots. Orchids are also some example. Orchid is a type of plant. These plants grow perched in the tree and branches and have aerial epiphytic roots that hang freely in the air and absorb moisture from the atmosphere through spongy tissues. See that the roots of the orchids, means these plants also perch in the tree branches. See, now we will learn about epiphytic roots, then we will go to aerial plants. These orchids. See, epiphytic plants are of two types of roots. Clinging roots that help the epiphytic plant to get fixed, and epiphytic roots that hangs freely in the air and absorb moisture and store it. So these plants grow, means वो बैठे हैं जैसे, means like the plants are seated on the tree branches. Aerial epiphytic roots also, those are floating in the air, means not float, means yes, like that hang freely in the air, and those absorb moisture from the atmosphere through spongy tissues. Clear now? Epiphytic roots, let's take it depth. So see that epiphytic plants have two types of roots. How much type of root? Two type of root. One is clinging roots. What is clinging roots? The epiphytic plant to get fixed on the barks of the tree. The epiphytic, the roots of the means the roots of the epiphytic plant help this plant to get fixed on the barks of the tree. Now the another is epiphytic roots that freely hang in the air and absorb moisture and store it. With the help of specialized tissue, one tissue is also needed, that is velamen. Clear? Now we have completed about the terrestrial plants. Let's go to aquatic plants. Now what are aquatic plants? Aquatic plants are the plants those are totally or partially adapted to live in water. In the plant, those live in water. Now aquatic plants are of two types. One is free floating forms. The second is leaves floating but rooted forms. Third number is fully submerged plants. These three, free floating form is the first, in which the roots are not attached to the ground under the water. The second is leaves floating but rooted form. Leaves means leaves are floating on the surface of water, but the roots go under the ground. Fully submerged plants, those are not seen on the surface of the water, and are fully submerged, or they are also known as submerged plants. Clear enough? Now we will learn the types of aquatic plants or hydrophytes. In other words, the free floating forms, leaves floating but rooted forms, and fully submerged form in the coming classes. So for today this much. Thank you and have a nice day. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Support me.